One thing that I noticed that Clay is doing now that he hadn't done before is he's taking 2 steps to get out of the way, well, before he would take 1 would get him out of the way, which would get him out of the way.
Step a little closer to the ring.
Yeah. And he allows himself to be pinned on the ropes too frequently, and he does the very thing that he condemned in other fighters, to remain stationary long enough for the other fellow to catch up and hit him. This is surprising. If it wasn't so repeated, I would think he would be putting it on. To some extent, he is putting it on. But he's being hit too many solid punches for it to be a complete put-on. There he is again, pinned again. Now watch, he takes 2 or 3 steps to get away instead of 1. In the split second it takes to take the second step, he can be hit. Of course, he isn't retaliating with the speed, the power, and accuracy that he's capable of, because this is one area that he's indicated he retains clearly. It is the defensive measures which made him the fighter he was that aren't so clear today, or yesterday for that matter. His punches come out at the same snap and speed when he desires to throw them. Now, taking a step out of the rope that time, he took a short step rather than one long step, which would leave his opponent standing there.
The funny bit about this kid is you never know in the gymnasium, because you can he never does the same thing in the gym he does in the fight.
Well, that's true generally, but
all he does is look to get sharp. And he makes these guys make mistakes and see how he would be in a certain type of situation.
Yeah, how he would take advantage.
That's right.
Yes, I understand that. But the thing that bothers me about him is this. Too frequently, whether he's putting on or not, too frequently he's been taking solid punches with a consistent...
You know what the answer he gave me, Gus? This is one individual you never figure out. He says, I want to see how it feels to get hit some punches, because I haven't been hit in 3.5 years.
But a person could know how he's going to feel in 2
terrible
rounds.
Explanation. I agree with you. You and I know that.
4 rounds or 6 rounds. He did it for 7 rounds. As you know, Angelo, he did it for 7 rounds.
I know it.
This is the part that bothers me.
Just look. Don't talk. Don't talk.
That's all I'm worried about.
Hold it, please.
Another thing that bothers me about...
Just don't talk, please. Okay, now talk.
Another thing that bothers me. Now, one of the things that characterized his footwork was ability to take one long, quick step, which got him really immediately out of the way of trouble.
Right.
Now, here he takes 2 steps consistently to get out of trouble. And often the other guy catches up to him. Now, I'm sure that in the real pressure, he might do differently. But since he's been out for 3 years, who the hell knows what he's going to do?
You're right. That's my main concern. That's why I say this is a real tough fight, because he hasn't been in for 3.5 years, and this guy's a real good fighter, Corey. Any given night, he can give anybody an ulcer. And if he's got a hot night, then we got plenty of troubles.
And even he himself, Muhammad himself, doesn't know what he's going to do.
That's right.
Because nobody's been away that long knows. He can believe and hope, but he'll only know after it happens.
Right, right.
Now you watch what I brought up before, but I'm sure you're aware of that too. That he takes, see, like he's moving to the side. He takes 2 short steps to get there. Before he brings his 2 feet together, and then takes a long step to get him out of the way, or 1 long step out of the way, and then. But he's taking a look. See those there little up and down steps? He's not moving out of the way. No. You see that? He's not moving out of the way, and you know these things as well as I.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Ow.
Drew,
Bothering me.
the glove.
Another thing, before there were punches that would miss by the mile, so to speak.
Oh, yeah, I know. I noticed that right away. In other words, instead of missing by a foot, they're missing by 6 inches. That worries me, too.
Yeah, or sometimes by 2 inches.
Right.
And other times they just about touch him, where with some judges they'd even call a score of a point, though it really wouldn't be because he's pulled away from it and the force of blow has not been affected. But still, it's too close for comfort.
Right.
And such a departure from his normal performance that it also is a cause of worry. I mean, for a fellow who's frustrated in his effort to hit him solid blow. And I think nothing gives him more pleasure than to hit his brother a solid blow.
Ange? Okay. Ange? Just comment over this round with cut.
See, with his brother, I accept the statement that, it's a put-on. I accept that. Because he apparently knows his brother like a book. You can see the way...
And the brother knows him like a book.
And the brother knows him like
a
book.
Because,
that's right.
Anybody want to come close to hitting him, his brother will.
That's right. And his brother gets such a pleasure out of nailing him with a solid punch, even though he admires his brother a great deal, as I said before. That,
You're right.
Yeah, that he gets a real pleasure out of doing, but this very pleasure causes him to get a little wild sometimes in the effort, though, But, well, I can accept his statement about involving his brother. I don't accept it with these other fellas.
No, I don't either.
See, I don't think.
I actually get disgusted as heck when he takes shots, because it's not a mark of a great fighter. A great fighter shouldn't take punches. He can simulate taking punches, slide punches.
That's right.
You're perfectly right, because I admire him when he don't get hit, but I also like him to pitch, because you got to practice what you preach. He's not doing it.
He himself admires a fighter who is, as you say, and also does not like to get hit, because no fighter who achieves the elusive qualities he has likes to get hit. Otherwise, he could never achieve these qualities.
And I hate fighters that get hit anyhow,
well,
because
sure.
you're not around too long, and you're
now you
not
can't
working that
predict
long.
what's going to happen in the fight, too.
That's right.
I mean, when a guy gets hit, anything could happen in the fight. But when a guy doesn't get hit much, then you could feel, predict what's going to happen.
He's trying to do here, Cus. He's got his own system and psychology. He's a very difficult guy to fathom, but I know him like a book. He's trying to prove he can wear a man out without throwing a punch. I don't know why he got that in his head, but he's had that from the get-go. You try to get him out of him, he revolts on you. Like I just tried something right now. They want to do something with a camera, helmet camera, So.
What do you mean a helmet camera?
Well, him pitching, throwing punches, and CBS wants to do it. Now, ordinarily, it's easy to get that done, but if they gave me some warning, I made a little joke out of it or something, but he figures it's going to be too much to do, so he's going to forget it. Usually he'll do anything.
Yeah. See, now what he's doing now, for example, pressing him without movement, without punching or anything, I know it's a put-on. Because he knows that if he's going to press a guy, he's got to do behind the jab or something like that.
That's right.
It's not going to come in there just doing nothing. We know that's a put-on. See what he did there?
Yeah.
Another thing that bothered me before, in weaving, he was weaving from the waist, with his waist and body as torso at right angles to the floor, where he couldn't see what the guy was doing. And any elusive qualities he showed was based on experience and intuition, not on what he saw.
Right.
Which is a little unprofessional-like, you know what I mean? Because,
I tell you, I say this, and I don't say this with any kind of bashfulness. There'll never be another one like this guy. He's him.
No, this I agree with it completely.
Peter, director, please take this off for me. Coach, in and get my brother, please, if you don't mind.
What do you want to work?
That's all. He thought I want to work.
What are you going to work?
I said that's all he wants to work.
Well, yeah, but what do you need the headgear off for? You're not that tired. You're not that tired.
You didn't get hit a punch.
That's all over. This is all he's going to work.
Yeah, right. Because that was exactly what I wanted.
What was exactly?
The exchange between you and Angelo. I needed that
Oh,
very badly.
well, did you listen to it?
Yes. Oh, are you kidding? I was right here.
Oh, I didn't.